Hey everybody, Mrs. Bodechon here. So today we're going to be talking about gas laws, and I'm going to be showing you the popsicle stick trick. So let's go ahead and set up our popsicle stick. You're going to go ahead and write PTV in this order on your popsicle stick. That is going to stand for pressure, temperature, and volume that you see in the gas laws. Now if you don't have a popsicle stick, that's okay. What I like to do is I like to just cut out a little strip of paper, you can see here, and go ahead and write those letters in the same order. Now, let's go ahead and look at some of the gas laws. We're going to first look at Boyle's Law. Boyle's Law states that temperature is constant, right? So if we start here, what you're going to do to use this strip of paper or popsicle stick is whatever's constant, you're going to cover up and you're going to pinch it. And it's going to kind of work as your fulcrum, okay? So you're not going to let that move. It's going to be your pivot point. And Boyle's Law states that when pressure increases, volume decreases. So do you see what I did there? I went ahead and I moved pressure upwards, so showing that it's increasing. And then what is affecting the volume? Well, it's decreasing, right? Because temperature is constant. So as pressure increases, volume decreases. Now, if I reset this, I can say the same thing. Like, for instance, if you were taking a test and it said, according to Boyle's Law, if temperature is constant and volume increases, what happens to pressure? Well, let's go ahead and figure it out. Temperature is constant. If volume increases, what happens to pressure? Pressure is going to then decrease. So I know you can't use this on a test, most likely, to manipulate things. But what you can do is you can draw these letters on a scratch piece of paper, and you can imagine the pivot point, and you can imagine which way this would go. And that will really help you out on a test or a quiz. So let's go ahead and let's look at Charles' Law. So Charles' Law is where pressure is constant. So we're going to go ahead and cover up that pressure. So we're going to use that as our pivot point now. And then we can go ahead and see what's going on. So if we increase temperature, we're increasing volume. Do y'all see that? So it went up, but volume also went up. If we reset it, and we're using pressure as our pivot point still, and we say volume decreases, what happens to temperature? Temperature also decreased. Did you all see that? So there you go. Let's go ahead and look at Gay-Lussac's law. And Gay-Lussac's law is where volume is constant. So this time our V for volume is going to be our pivot point on our popsicle stick or piece of paper. And we can go ahead and say, well, what happens when pressure increases? So we're going to increase that pressure. And that also increased our temperature. And we can reset it and we could say, well, what happens when temperature decreases? Temperature, we're going to drag it down and decrease it. And you can see that the pressure also decreases. So I hope this was a helpful hint for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, everybody.